Do couples grow together or just get older side by side? Let me say that. I'm gonna say that again. Do couples grow together or just get older side by side? Can love alone sustain a marriage? And what are the common ways couples grow apart? What does growth in marriage personally look like? You mean like me?
Yeah, you can say it personally, and then we can encourage others to respond.
Okay. All right. I'm hesitant.
We have social media. We have email. They can respond.
Oh, they can respond.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want me to answer.
We can answer.
And the final question, what are some habits that help couples grow? What kind of things can we, what kind of traditions, habits, behaviors can we do to kind of
help us in that process? Yeah. That's correct. Yeah. I agree.
Right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the Marriage Be Like podcast.
Welcome.
Okay, I'm Kenya.
I am Kenny.
Yes, and we are here. We are a couple who have been married for 28 years, and we are here to start conversations, give some information, and, have some good talking.
Have a good talk.
Okay, so this is season 2. This is our second year.
Man.
I know.
And you know what? The year has gone by so fast already.
So fast. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of quick background, particularly for those on YouTube, we tend to have, sometimes we have guests.
Once in a while.
Yes, every once in a while.
Yeah.
So generally you'll get us, but sometimes we have guests. And then with those guests, we try to talk about their lives, their love, their marriage. Yeah. And outside of that, we talk about other topics. So some of our topics that we have covered, the anatomy
of an apology. Wow.
Anatomy of an apology, yes. And 5 love languages.
Yes. Yeah.
We've talked about forgiveness and so on and so on and so forth. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can go back and listen to our episodes. We are on Envision Radio.
Envision-radio.com.
On Thursdays at 3 Central and 4 o'clock Eastern Time.
Right.
And so we are talk show hosts and podcast influencers. How about that? So you can go back. When you go back and you listen, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, tell your family and friends, let them know, everybody, okay? Neighbors. Let them know that you found a great podcast and that you learned something that day. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, so last time we talked about the stages of marriage.
The stages.
6 stages, I'm sorry. The 6 stages of marriage.
That's right.
And we broke it up into 2 episodes so that it wasn't a flood of information all at one time.
Yeah.
We're going to kind of continue that. Today we're talking about growing in your marriage.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you're in those stages. Those stages come during the lifetime of your marriage. Mm-hmm. Well, what about if you don't grow?
Ooh.
Okay.
You threw a curveball there.
Already, we're getting it going.
But if you don't grow, the point is, people, we want to grow. So
we want to grow.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Look. So we're encouraging you to grow. Oh, I'd also like to say that we are encouragers of counseling.
Oh, yeah.
We don't say that very often.
No, we don't.
But I like to put that out there that we are encouragers of counseling. Please go to counseling if you have any issues. If your marriage is struggling, don't stay in the struggle. Go ahead and go to counseling and let's work things out, okay?
Yeah.
So hopefully this will help you. And if not, then it'll help you get there. How about that?
Right.
Okay. So some of our topic questions for today.
Okay.
Growing together in marriage are what, babe?
Sure. Do couples grow together or just get older side by side? Let me say that. I'm going to say that again. Do couples grow together or just get older side by side? Mm-hmm. Can love alone sustain a marriage? And what are the common ways couples grow apart? What does growth in marriage personally look like? You mean like me?
Yeah, we can say it personally. And then we can encourage others to respond.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm hesitant.
We have social media. We have email. They can respond.
Oh, they can respond.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want me to answer.
We can answer.
and the final question, what are some habits that help couples grow? What kind of things can we, what kind of traditions, habits, behaviors can we can we do
to
to
do
kind of
to
help us
help
grow?
us in that process. That's
Yeah,
correct. I
yeah,
agree.
right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, now those questions were not in order necessarily.
Oh,
Do couples grow together or just get older side by side?
wow.
What is that answer?
Well, I like that. I like, before I answer these types of questions, right? I
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure I understand what we mean by grow together or just get older side by side, right? And I want to talk about getting older side by side.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like? You know, I, I used to work for DirecTV,
Yes.
yeah, and I would do customer service over the phone, and this gentleman of a advanced age,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he actually called and said, "Hey, you know what? We're having trouble with our TV." I said, "Oh, okay, all right. So what? Tell me what's going on." And he says, "Well, my TV works fine, but hers doesn't." I said, "Oh,
Oh.
okay, all right. Hers doesn't. So let's get hers working."
Mm-hmm.
So he says, "Well, what I don't understand is the TVs are in the same room." So you have a his and hers TV in the
In the
same room.
same room?
And yeah, listen, I was trying my best not to really kind
Ask
of,
questions.
yeah, because I was like, this is strange.
Feels like
Yeah. And then, but I had to, because I was like, okay, in order for me, and this is
I
how I
guess
put it,
somebody must wear headphones.
that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Listen, they sit there in their chairs. They both have like recliner or rocker chair, whatever.
Mm.
And they both sit next to each other, much like how you and I are sitting next to each other. And they each have a TV in the same room. And he watches his and she watches hers, and they have headphones on. And I said, well, how do you communicate if you want to ask her a question? Oh, I wave my hand. I wave my hand to catch her attention.
Mm.
And I said all that. I mean, it's a crazy story, right? But I said all that because that to me is an example of just growing older side by side.
Yeah.
I mean, when you and I sit and watch TV, we're watching the same show.
We're watching the same show.
And how many times are we watching the show and we actually stop the show
Yes.
to discuss what
it.
we just
That's
saw,
true. That's true.
or back up because we couldn't remember that last show. We missed a line in the show.
Yes, we didn't understand what they said.
We didn't
so
understand what
we
they
had to rewind.
We had to rewind it. Yeah. What did they say?
We had to put on the words so we could read it.
Right. Closed caption, right? We had to do that. So that to me is, I mean, in comparison, we're not growing old together, right? Well, no, we're not growing old side by side. Let me
There
just
we
say
go.
that right.
Yes, we're growing old together.
We grow old together. But to see what they were doing, they were growing old side by side.
Yeah.
And to me, growing together means now that we are learning together, we are sharing, we are experiencing the same things, and really kind of we can
that
even
means
talk
they
about
watch TV separately all the time.
all the time.
Yeah. Wow. Not a lot of conversation with that if you have on headphones.
Right.
You got to flag your person. Now, if they sitting side by side, they're not flagging each other, are they?
Well, I mean,
I wonder how far apart they were sitting. Just out of curiosity, I'm just wondering.
well, I don't know. I didn't ask
If
them.
I'm sitting beside you, I can touch you.
Right.
He said they flagged each other down.
Well, okay, I get your point, but I mean, we're talking about in a room in their house. How big can that be?
It might be true, but I should still be able to touch you.
I agreed. Agreed. Because
Yeah, that sound like roommates.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the question, right? What did it take to get to that point? Your TV too loud.
I don't want to watch that.
Yeah. Now we do have these kind of conversations.
We do.
You don't like looking at my Netflix because
it's dark.
It's not dark. It's not dark.
My algorithm is happy and loving and romantic.
I mean, I can't help that, post-apocalyptic type shows are. I do watch a whole lot of that. It's a shame.
Yes, it really is a shame. I'm glad you said it out loud. Yes, it's a shame. Okay, so define growth in marriage, babe.
Okay, so growing together in marriage requires intentional daily commitment to evolving as individuals while strengthening the marital bond through shared goals, active communication, and empathy.
Yes. It's it is a daily, isn't it? Did it say daily? Yes,
Yeah,
daily commitment to evolving as individuals while strengthening the marital bond. Different growing your way and growing my way is not the same as that.
right. Yeah,
So being able to grow emotionally, so emotional maturity, staying grounded with your emotions and understanding your spouse's emotions as well.
yeah. But you know what? I do also want to be careful to at least acknowledge that we grow differently, we
Okay.
understand differently, we receive things differently. So then, though we are, that doesn't mean that we are not growing together,
Right. We
right?
also grow at different times.
At different times, in
I
different
can
ways.
experience something and have learned that lesson. You may
Yeah,
get it later, or vice versa.
yeah. I think the main key here is together, right?
Yes.
Where we are working together. And I mean, again, I like throwing the sports analogy in a lot of a lot of our topics, but you know, and on any team, you have individuals who play different positions and they have different
Yes.
responsibilities.
Yes.
Okay, and
But
so
they still work together as a
they still
team.
work together for the same goal. In this
Yes.
case, just winning the game. But
But you
and
still grow in that
yeah,
season.
yeah, and so I think that's important. So I don't want people to feel like we are saying that you have to both be.
Side by side and
Yeah,
grow directly together. No,
right.
that's not necessarily what we're saying.
No, not saying that at all.
But you do want to grow.
You want to
Now,
grow.
one can't grow and one stay here.
Hmm.
There needs to be decision making
Hmm.
on both parts that we will grow together.
I mean,
We
but
were
you just said
experiencing these things.
we just said in that definition,
Yes.
intentional.
Intentional. Yep.
You know, and because it's intentional, it also means. I mean, we're talking about a daily commitment, right?
Yes.
And evolving. Sometimes it's not easy.
No, sometimes it's not.
You know,
Going through trials and tribulations,
right?
because life is gonna life.
Oh, definitely,
So
definitely,
you
definitely.
don't want, and what affects me affects you.
Right.
So then being able to learn that lesson in that trial
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is required of both of us.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. So what about individual growth versus a couple's growth, shared growth?
I I, I think both are very very important, right?
Mhm.
Um, and really they're unique to each other because there are things that I personally, I'm just speaking for myself, right, where I have to realize where I am, maybe emotionally,
Yeah.
intellectually, experientially.
Uh,
That-
okay.
what my experience has has brought me through. I
Yes.
mean, I have to look at that because if I am not self-aware and I'm not
Correct.
able to grow individually, how can
Thank you.
I come to you and
We're
grow
not
with
even
you?
going to be able to discuss what we've
Right.
gone through because you're not even self-aware of what took place.
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to get to. I'm glad you actually said that because the other piece to that is individual growth works hand in hand with shared growth
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because you're looking at yourself and because you're looking at your marriage.
Yeah.
Being willing to do that is where that daily commitment comes in.
And here's the thing: individual growth allows or affords us the capacity to have the shared growth.
Yes,
Shared growth, conversely, actually promotes individual
individual
growth.
growth.
You understand that distinction,
I
right?
do.
I mean,
Yes.
individual growth allows us to grow together,
Yes.
but the growth together forces me
It
to,
makes me a better wife. It makes me a
yeah,
better female. It makes me a
yeah.
better mother
And I like
because,
it when you're a
yes,
better wife.
because we have grown together
That's right.
and we understand each other more coming through this particular thing.
I love it when you grow.
Yeah, I love it when you grow. Okay, so do you feel like you are growing together or just hanging side by side personally?
Personally, you know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. One of the challenges, um, and this is where my self-awareness really is
Mm-hmm.
trying to bring me through, right? Is when I let life and work really kind of take precedent in my life,
Yes.
you know. And when that happens, I'll be honest with you, at times I become, the term we used was that emotionally detached,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Where it seems as if, you know what, the only thing that really matters
In this
is,
moment
yeah,
is.
yeah, is the work, or whatever the case may be. So, um, and those are the times when, those are examples of times when we're just growing side by side. But
I'm not having it.
no, you don't. You ain't gonna let me do that. You ain't gonna let me do that. I try, but it doesn't.
Not having it at all.
But here's the thing, though. Sometimes it's even those challenges that help us grow.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, we grow through that, and so no, I think that we are growing together. Now there are ebbs and flows to anything,
Hmm.
right? And so there are times when we feel individually, we feel like we are on top of the world, and we pulling it all together. And then there are times when it's like, so, and in those times, sometimes it feels like we're just hanging side by side.
Yeah.
But I think overall, we are growing together, babe.
Yeah. Overall, we're growing together. I was listening to Sterling K. Brown, and he was discussing on an interview, and he was discussing how he no longer has to audition,
Okay.
and how his career has grown. Now, his wife is also an actress,
Okay.
and sometimes they're in the same things. Um, but he explained how he is in a different part of his career than she is right now, and
Mm,
how they really have to work together to help each other in those areas,
mm.
because they're husband and wife.
Yeah.
They go to the same awards. They do
Yeah.
the same thing. Their career is the same,
Right.
but it's in different stages.
Right.
But he was saying that that works for them because his stage is this and he may have to go off, but then she's able to be with the family and someone can be home and blah, 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 blah. But I thought how he explained it was so great and how they have made that work.
Okay.
And not, in a sense of a jealousy or in a
Right.
sense of, oh, I'm ahead of you
Right.
kind of a situation.
Right.
And
Right.
hey, come along, you need to come on. And
Yeah.
it's not that at all, And so I can't remember what podcast. It was him and Kev on stage, but
Okay.
it was a very good portion. Well, the whole interview was great, but that really stuck with me because he gave something that people don't generally talk about and how you grow together.
Mm, yeah. 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 And I imagine that's tough.
I'm sure that
Um,
it can be tough. Yes.
I mean, because hey, I mean, particularly like let's take for instance, married couples where one makes a significant amount more money than the other.
Yes. Hmm.
You know, how do we keep humble enough to where I don't come to you and say, well, I'm carrying you.
Yeah, I think that's hard. And we have seen people not make it in those
Right.
kinds of
Yeah.
relationships. And it doesn't have to be that way. It just kind of ends up that way. I don't really know. Of course, everyone's different. Every, relationship is different. But money tends to really be a strong piece of divorce.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
And that's whether one makes a significant amount of money more than the other or not.
Or not. Right.
So, but being able
It's
to grow together, like you said, being humble.
yeah.
Um, can love sustain a long-term marriage alone?
Oh man. So
Because we love each other, and love is all we need.
is it?
I know you've heard that, right? People say that all the time. Love is all we need. We can do this because we love each other.
There are songs written like that.
Yes,
I
there very
mean,
much are songs written that way, movies written that way.
yeah. I think I've shared this on the podcast before. A statement that I made to someone is the more you love someone, the more you love someone, and
Hmm.
basically, the whole premise behind that is the more that you do for someone, the more you feel. So
Yeah.
we were talking about the principle behind why you do,
Mhm.
and then the feeling that develops afterwards. And so when you ask that question, can love alone sustain a marriage? I think the additional question to that, or the distinction that needs to be made, is what do you mean by love?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Is it the principle that causes me to put you first before me,
Mhm.
right? To always think of you before I think of myself. To
Would that be enough?
well, that's the question.
Right.
So
Right.
now, if we're looking at it that way, would that be enough? Now, I think that would be enough because the principle actually governs my behavior.
Yes. And yes. Now the question for me is, who's doing what? So if you're doing that for me, but I just love you,
Right. But there
then that
again,
won't work.
but
We
I
would
mean,
both have to do what you're describing.
so you'd have to really kind of better define the question, because the question is just, can love alone sustain a marriage?
Right. Can love alone sustain a marriage? Because that's how it's always thrown out there.
Right.
Right.
And so,
And that answer is no, not in that form.
well, and the other part of that is not how we perceive love.
Not how we perceive it. That is correct.
You know, I mean, again, if we look at love as the principle, which if we all looked at it that way, so many things would be different.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, because love is just thrown around like
It is.
you know, I mean,
It
just
is.
so when if we look at it that way, if the love, if our love as a principle governs our behavior, our actions, then yeah, growth is possible. I put you before me, and then that means now that, you know, I remember we talk about arguing with your spouse,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we come to discuss looking to understand before being understood.
Right.
Love as a principle.
Yes. Love is a
Allows us,
principle, and love is, like you said, governing.
right? And
I didn't say that word right. I did not.
governing, right? So, but then when we ask the question in general, is love? Oh, that you mean that bubbly feeling that I have,
Yeah.
right? In stage one of the 6 stages of
Until
marriage,
stage 2 hits.
right?
That's why I
And
was like,
then
no, that is not enough.
that's not enough,
Because first off, it doesn't lead you to do the things that are necessary.
right?
It's just that feeling.
Yeah, it's just a feeling. You know what I'm
So no,
saying?
that's not enough.
I mean, it's like I love Oreo cookies,
Yeah.
but my love for Oreo cookies will not sustain nothing.
I love God, but I still sin.
Ooh,
It doesn't make me do exactly, it doesn't make me a perfect person.
ooh.
Yeah, I
You
threw that
trying
one in
to,
there,
yeah,
didn't
you trying to start something. So
okay, let's keep it moving
yeah, keep that
then.
one moving, because
Yes,
you trying
yes.
to you trying to start something. We gonna get sidetracked
Yeah,
for
we
real.
gonna go to our segment. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Woo.
Okay. What was a small win in your life recently?
A small win. All right. So listen, the point of our segments and our games, right? Yeah, you didn't prompt it. I'm just gonna jump in there and do it.
Thank you, babe.
The point of our segments and games really just an opportunity to spark some communication, right? The
Yeah.
share, right? And sometimes we learn a little bit about each other through these
Right.
things.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, you go first.
You go first. You always make me go first.
What?
You always make me go first on the segments. So you go first.
This is not true. Sometimes
This is
I'm really
very
excited
true.
about it.
Sometimes then you still say, okay, you go first. Like it's supposed to happen. But today you are going first.
Okay. So so I'll say this, and what's great about this particular segment,
Mm-hmm.
right? What is a small win in your life recently? What this does for me, and what I love about the segment, is that it caused me to look at something small and celebrate that
Yes.
as if it were big, right? Because sometimes we take for granted even the small things,
Yes.
right? So today, it was just today, right?
Okay.
Remember I sent you a text today, asking you about when we were going to meet. I said, "Hey, when yeah,
Yes.
when
Because I was like, we sent lots of texts today. But
yeah,
yes.
when we are what time did you want to meet? Because
Yes.
these people sure got their money's worth out of me." I was working, and what the reason why is a small win is because I don't spend a whole lot of time at this place.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I go in for a meeting or two and then I'm out, right? I'm out. But wow, I stayed the
You
whole
stayed the whole day.
day.
You worked a full 8-hour shift
I
today.
did. I did. And it's a small win, because sometimes the reality is sometimes I am so anxious to do something else.
Okay.
Right. I'm anxious to do something else. And so I can't wait to get out of there or whatever the
Okay.
case. I mean, it's not that I don't love being there. I really do. I really do
You just
love it.
have your mind set
Set
already on something
on
else. I
something
got it.
else. That's all that is. And today, no, there was nothing else on my mind but to be there. And I was finding things that I wanted to do.
Okay.
I wanted to do. And so that was a small win for me.
All right. My small win is I've been doing this deep dive into thought processes and personality and learning more about me and who I or how I think,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Hmm.
And so I've been, yeah, deep dive, but I have really been finding out quite a bit why I do what I do.
Okay.
um, and another small win was that I got plenty of sleep last night. That hardly ever happens. My brain is always moving. I'm always busy. So to get a great night's sleep and not have to use caffeine today to get through the day,
Mm,
actually it's better than a small win. I
yeah.
was so excited. As a matter of fact, I talked about it to you. I
Yes.
talked about it to my son. I'm saying it again today
Okay.
because on the podcast, I'm just so excited.
Okay. Well, hey, hip hip hooray for a
Yes.
good night's
Good
sleep.
night's sleep. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
So you ready to go into our topic again?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What you got next?
Okay. What are some common ways couples grow apart?
Mm,
So if you are growing apart and you are getting older side by side, what
yeah.
are some common ways to get you there?
I think well, honestly, you make it sound like growing old is the only time you grow apart. I mean, it's not it. It's
Right.
one of the first things, and it may not be the first thing, but one of the first things is when you start having kids.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you have children, it the mother is
Focus on the kids.
focused on the kids,
Hmm.
and the father at times will feel neglected, right?
They need so much.
What, the kids
The
or the fathers?
kids.
Oh,
The kids need so much out of you.
yeah. I mean, no, you're
And
right.
even if the father doesn't feel neglected, because sometimes fathers will be the one to do so much of the things.
Hmm.
And but the issue there is the kids come first because they need so much. They can't do anything for themselves for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So then
So
it's easy to fall or drift apart
yeah,
because both parents are so focused on taking
yeah.
care of the children.
Yeah, and then from the opposite perspective, right? I mean, if you're talking about the mother taking care of the children, I mean, sometimes it's the father doing it.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't want to confuse people saying that that's only the mother's role.
Right. That's why. Yeah.
So, but if it were just the mother who was doing that, right? Sometimes it could be the father's just doing all that he can to provide.
Yes.
So then he spends so much time outside of the home working, hustling, whatever. I say hustling, right? The little side
These
gigs.
days it is a little hustle.
Man, let me tell you
Shoot.
what. Let me tell you what. But that's one of the first things. And I'm gonna tell you something for those who are listening, watching. It's that's not a new thing, right?
Yeah.
I've been there because we've had those conversations, right?
Yes.
We've had those conversations. Well,
Yes.
you don't even look at me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I come home and your hair all over your head because you've been chasing kids all day.
Jason.
You know, I mean, because we homeschooled ours, so then
Mhm.
you were there. I say we, you homeschooled them. You did all the work, but because you've been so involved with that, I would come home and feel like, well, you ain't got nothing left for me,
And I didn't.
you know.
On many a days. They
So
took everything I had,
yeah,
and so that was very true. But
hmm
then also you worked so much so that you could provide for us. You really didn't have much to give either.
that's my point. I mean, and so then when you're talking about how we grow apart,
Yeah,
that's how we grew. We grew apart
we did.
at that point, and then you have that challenge of trying to pull it all
Pull it
back
back
together.
together. Yes.
Man,
Yes.
that's yeah,
Yes, we didn't know to decide daily. We didn't know all the things that we know now,
right.
which is why we have this podcast. There you go. So
Yeah,
y'all do what we went through.
yeah. I mean, because you know what I love now that what we have grown to now is you will say, "Hey, we haven't done this in a while."
Yes. Yes,
Right? You checked me this weekend.
I did.
You checked me this weekend because I asked you, "Hey, you want to go to a movie?" Right?
Yes.
That was my suggestion, right? I said, "Hey,
Yes.
let's go to a movie," and you were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, wait, no,
I
I got
mean,
too
it
much."
was so quick. I
It
was like,
was.
then we didn't even get to decide for sure that we was going or where we was going or what we were going to see.
Yeah, no, I shut it down so quick. I shut
Sure did.
my own suggestion down. But then you checked me on that, right? And you said, "Wait a minute," because I had left the house at that point, didn't I? Because you
Um,
called me.
I did call you. I
You
sure
called
did.
you
Yeah,
called me,
I
and you were
did.
like, "Hold on, no, 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 we are doing this, right? Because it's a shame that you said
I had to repeat your words back to you,
you
and they
did.
ain't sound so great once once I
Nah,
said it back.
nah, I ain't like it at all. What you say to me? Yeah, that's how I felt.
But they were your words.
They were, they were, they were
They
my
were your
words.
words. I was like, no, we ain't working before us. That is not gonna
That's
happen.
right. So we went to the movie.
We did, and we enjoyed ourselves.
Oh man, but you know what? I didn't want to see that movie anyway.
Well, look,
It was a mushy movie, right? That's what I
it
thought. I
was.
felt like I was like, I don't want to watch no mushy movie.
It was good.
I
It's
enjoyed
okay.
it. I enjoyed it.
You was gonna do it and you was gonna go anyway because you tried to push me off for work.
See, this is not how we grow together. This
This
is
is
not
not
how
how
we
we
grow.
grow.
That's not how we grow together.
Because I had to check you. You was going to see the movie I
But you
wanted to
ain't gonna,
see.
but you ain't gonna force me and expect me to grow. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't force me into growing with you now.
Oh
let
my
me,
goodness.
let me choose to intentionally. Isn't that the
Oh
word
my
right there?
goodness.
Where is
Yes.
it? Where is
Yes.
it? To
Yes. It was
intentionally,
further up.
requires
Go the other way.
intentional, intentional evolving as individuals. You
Oh
ain't.
my goodness.
That's not how it works. You ain't doing that to me.
Oh man, yes, yes. No, but sometimes that's the thing. And I mean, we say the word check, but it really wasn't hard.
No, it
It
wasn't. It
was
wasn't.
just me saying what he said back so that
Back.
he could hear how
How
he said
crazy
it.
it sounded.
Right, exactly. And it was just me reminding him, hey, this is not what we're doing.
Right. Right.
This is what we're doing because this is the direction that we're going.
Yeah.
And just take work out of your mind for tonight.
Yeah.
It'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a lot to do, yes, but it'll be there tomorrow waiting on you.
So we talked about two things, right? We talked about
Mm-hmm.
the kids and, and providing how, both of those go hand in hand there. And then really just everyday life,
Yes.
just getting busy. I mean, and then we grow up. I say grow up. I mean, at this point now, we take on so many responsibilities, that, man, it's just like we can't even find time to breathe,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what it feels like, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fine tuning of the schedule and using all 24 hours of the day.
Right. Yeah.
So we can take care of us. We can take care of what needs to be taken care of with the house.
Yeah.
So we can take care of our businesses and
Yeah.
the jobs and things that we do. And it's yeah, it's a juggling of the schedule
It
and a
is.
nice balance. But if a thing leans a little to the left,
Oh man, it goes bad and everything falls. It's like a domino effect. Everything
oh
behind
boy,
it
boy,
falls.
yeah, yeah. So staying on top of it, but that's the other piece to it as well. In a relationship, is what I was gonna say. In a relationship, checking each other is necessary.
Oh yeah.
Air quote checking each other is necessary because it's easy to forget.
Yeah.
And so if one person forgets it or has a quick delay in thoughts.
Lapse.
Nice little lapse.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The others should be like, hey, no.
Hey, yeah. There's a hold
This is
on.
what we should be doing. Help keep us on track.
Let's get back on task here. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some actual common ways of couples growing apart? Of course, lack of communication.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and we can use that example as the other day. If I hadn't said anything about us going ahead and spending time and going to the movies, and we didn't
Mhm.
work the rest of that night, actually, we
Right.
ended up having that evening to ourselves. But if I had not done that and allowed you to go ahead and go to work
Yeah.
and go do work, and then I sit at the house and I do work as well,
Mhm.
then that's lack of communication. Even if I felt like we should have gone out and taken care of us,
Mhm.
not saying anything
Yeah.
is a problem.
And look, y'all, I had work to do.
Yes.
I mean, I had 4 projects I needed to complete. and it did none of it got done on that night.
Yeah, that's all right. We worked it out on Sunday.
Yeah, the very next day I knocked them all
Yeah.
out. So
And what I couldn't do Sunday, I did today.
yeah, no, I
So,
got
yeah.
mine done. And the sleep that you got for me because I didn't get none.
This is true, but it's okay. Your Apple Watch can tell you got a high score another day.
Another day.
Maybe tonight.
What's sad is mine tells me I get like a 25% score on my sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And that happens too often. So
That's why I was so happy I had a good night's sleep. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, that's a win.
yeah.
I mean, going through all the work that we do and then perimenopause too. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I was so happy to see that score.
You put that man on pause.
No, that's right. Okay, so avoiding conflict instead of working through it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. You
Yeah.
can't avoid. It's going to be there. It's going to be the elephant in the room.
And I'm one that doesn't like that conflict.
Neither do I.
I'm not going to jump into it and
I'll
I
go
don't-
there if we have to. But in general, my first instinct is going to step back.
Well, and this is and you know what happens is if we avoid it, if we let it fester,
Mhm.
then it grows into more than what it would have been if we just handled
is
it at
correct.
the top. I mean, as soon as we experience something, just handle it.
That is correct. It's easier to talk about it before you get upset.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
for sure.
Before it starts to fester,
And
because
you
your
know-
words and actions can be better given and received.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we do, and I know I'm guilty of this, is we deceive ourselves into thinking that you know what, it's not that deep.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if I feel that way often, but
I don't think
I
you
think
ever
for
feel that
me-
way.
I think everything is that deep because it can be that deep.
It can be,
Yeah.
especially if you think it's not that deep and you let it ride like that.
Right. And that's the thing, because it might not be that deep to me, but it could be that deep to you.
Ah,
Or sometimes it's that deep in action. It may not necessarily be words, but
mhm.
it could be how we're perceived as a couple.
And you know what? Here's the thing. So a thing that may not be that deep to you, but is that deep to me, becomes even deeper because I can't believe that you didn't think it
I
was
didn't
that
think
deep.
it was that deep. There you go. There you go. So now it's a whole deal.
Yeah. So now it's
And
deeper than it ever
right,
was.
it never had to be in the first place. Exactly. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think everything is that deep. I
Oh
think
my God.
everything should be talked about.
You know what? Enough about the deep because we
Yeah, don't avoid conflict. Just go ahead and talk
yeah,
about it.
just handle
Okay.
it. Just handle it.
Taking each other for granted.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that easily creates resentment.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes it's easy to do.
I think it is easy to do.
You know, and here's the thing: we look at each other and we say, "Well, this is what you're supposed to do,"
Mm-hmm.
right? But if I don't see it that way, then I feel like you are taking me for granted.
And I'll give an example. So
I'm scared.
gentlemen are supposed to open the car door and do these kinds of things for
Are
the
they?
women. Yes, they are.
Are they?
Yes, chivalry is necessary. But though you're supposed to do that, I still say thank you.
Uh,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm going to avoid the conflict of what you just said that we're supposed to. So
Yes.
it's gentlemanly
ahead.
that we do.
Yes.
I'm going to
But
avoid
some
that
men
conflict.
don't.
I'm not going to argue.
Some men don't, and some men don't feel that way. Yes.
I
So
open the door.
yes, absolutely. And we've trained our sons to be gentlemen and
That's
open the
right.
door
That's right.
and carry the heavy things
That's right.
and reach for the things that I can't reach for,
You know, and I'm gonna
even
tell
with
you
my
my,
stool.
and I feel this. So let me ask you this, right? Because now to that point, let me ask you this: if we are working, I'm not. I mean, we are just coworkers.
Yes.
All right. So here's a situation. We're just coworkers. Not my wife. You're just a coworker,
Okay.
and you're carrying a box. It's part of your job to carry this box, and it's heavy.
To get from one place to the next. Okay.
Right. Right. Not part of my job.
True.
Am I supposed to carry that box?
You're not supposed to carry the box, but it sure would be gentlemanlike to carry it and help her out, and help me out, whoever it was we was talking about. You know, particularly if it's heavy, you see somebody struggling,
I mean,
don't
okay.
just let them struggle.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're
'Cause men are
handling it,
stronger.
that's like me.
If I'm handling it, I'll say I got it. That's
If I'm walking
okay.
down the hallway, I have nothing in my hands, but you carrying a box of paper.
Yeah, but if you see me walking down the hallway with a box of paper and it's me, my arms, and my knee, please,
Well, I mean, maybe
please
that's
help
not
me
a good.
carry it.
The box of paper is not a good example
No, it
because
is a good example
no,
because
because
box of paper is heavy.
you can't even pick up a box of
I
paper.
can pick up a box of
I've
paper.
never seen
I
it
can't
happen.
carry it far, but I can pick it up. It's heavy.
I don't think I would ever come across you in an office carrying a whole big old box
If
of
there's
paper.
no man around, I will carry it, and then I will put it down when I can't carry it no
You
more, and then
carry
I'll
it like
pick it
2,
up
3
and
steps, 2, 3 steps, and you got to put it down.
I have carried it from the lobby of our church into the office. That's about as far as I can go.
10 feet.
No, that's not 10 feet. From the door?
Oh, from the okay.
Yeah, from like delivery.
Oh,
Mhm.
20 feet.
Yeah, them things is heavy. I'm not gonna act like they light. Y'all glad I carried it at all.
Look, they are heavy now.
They
I ain't
are
gonna lie.
heavy, especially for like several boxes and that kind of thing when you get an order. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had to do it, but not if there's a man around.
Mm,
I'll
okay.
ask for help. I'm not gonna struggle and kill my
But
back.
if you get paid to do it, anyway, forget it. Move on.
I don't know if you get paid to do that, but yeah.
No, I'm not talking about at church.
No,
On the
talking
job.
about on the job.
On the job
If
in
I'm an
office.
admin or something and I have paper and I need to get it to my office,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't
That's
know
what
that that's in the job description.
That's what you get paid to do. What you get paid to
I
do.
think that men should help women when they see the struggle.
I mean, again, I will help,
Yes.
right?
Just like if you find older people who are on a walker in a wheelchair and they're trying to get through a door, that's not an automatic door.
Yeah.
Anyone should help get them through the door because they're struggling.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But some people don't feel that way. I have seen people just roll on by or go through another door, and I'm like, dang, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
So then I will do it for them so they can get through. It just
Okay.
happened the other day for me.
Mm.
And he was so appreciative.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay, so different life directions or unmet expectations.
Ooh.
So we talked about these things. We want to make sure that we get there, but we're not growing together, so we didn't make it. We didn't reach that goal.
How much does communication mitigate that?
Yeah, like I said, communication is key.
I mean,
Because changing your communication in any one of those situations
yeah,
would help you get there.
I mean, if we had unmet expectations, then if we just have a conversation about that.
We not meeting our expectation. We
Yeah.
expected to do this by September, and here it is October, and we didn't make it. So hey, let's.
Yeah.
Or it's August. It's almost September.
Right. Yeah.
Let's make sure we get
on
there.
the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think one of the bigger things, right? Like you say, I mean, that's why you have it first. It's a lack of communication.
Yes.
Right. But I mean, different life directions, and that's something here that, taking the time to really kind of do a
Plan. You
yeah.
know, 4-year plan, 5-year plan, 2-year plan, 10-year plan.
and then do an introspection to make sure that we know
That you
where
are
we
actually, yep, a plan to get to that goal. That's
Mhm.
the other thing, so that you can make sure that goal is reached, and then each other stay on top of each other to make sure we are making it happen.
Yeah. I mean, to the next line you have here, not being able to do the initial plans laid out at the beginning of the marriage. So then if you have that plan, right, then
Mhm.
it is something, that you really have to continually, again, consistently, or a daily commitment to make sure that we know
Yes.
how far we've come.
And all things relate back to marriage. So even if we're talking about career, it still affects the marriage.
Yeah.
So then we can help each other get you to the space of where you want to be in your career.
Mm-hmm.
If that was our plan, then we will help each other get there. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Right.
If we needed a particular size house to do, whatever the case, or if we wanted to open a business by this particular point, or whatever the case, it can be anything. It all still relates back to the marriage.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that all those things happen, that you each other communicate so that we can make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to go into our April calendar, babe?
All right. Yeah, let's do that. So
Let's go into another segment.
yeah. April, the month of April is Financial Literacy Month.
Financial Literacy Month. This is really helpful, particularly for couples.
Yeah.
If you didn't grow up knowing about much as far as financial literacy, I know I didn't. I had to learn it in marriage.
Oh, yeah.
So my home ec class didn't talk about this.
Right.
So financial literacy is definitely something that's very important, whether you're single or whether you're married.
Yeah.
And not only that, but to talk to your children about financial literacy.
Yeah. Pass it on.
Thank you. Pass it on.
Pass it on. Okay.
Mhm.
Also, Alcohol Awareness Month.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it's amazing, and I'm sure many of our viewers, listeners, you've got family members
Mhm.
that we are aware have had
Mhm.
challenges with alcohol
Mhm.
use and abuse and the things like that. So, something to always um, keep in mind, simply because, wow, the economy, the
Yes.
state of the world.
How much alcohol you are intaking?
Yeah. I
Just
mean, it
be
causes
aware.
us to
Yeah.
drive us to do these things. So,
Yeah. Be
yeah,
aware of what you're doing and aware of what others are doing around you.
yeah, yeah. April is also Parkinson's Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know a whole lot about
I
Parkinson's.
don't either.
I know that was it Michael J. Fox.
Mm-hmm. When I think of Parkinson's, that's who I think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had an auntie
Oh,
with
really?
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's?
Yep.
I don't think I have anybody in my family with Parkinson's, or even know anyone.
Mm,
But I'd like to be aware about it and what it does to people and what
yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Autism Acceptance Month.
Yes.
Yeah. It was acceptance. I thought it was awareness.
I thought it was too, but when I went back and looked at it, it was Acceptance Month,
Oh,
which is a
okay.
little bit different. It's not just about being aware, but it is
Yeah.
learning to accept their differences in the world,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I could appreciate that.
And the thing about all these awareness, acceptance, literacy, it's really just educating ourselves on these things.
Yes.
I mean, if we don't educate ourselves, we end up having the wrong perception, right? With financial literacy, we don't know how to handle our money. With alcohol, we don't know how to recognize the signs of
Yes.
abuse
And
or
this is a
whatever the case.
time, being aware of these things are times that you can choose to also make changes.
Right, right. Let's see here. At the time we record this, last week was Black Mental Health Week,
Yes. Yes, it was.
and
It's also Black Mental Health Month, but I
okay.
didn't realize that there was a week set aside for it.
Oh, I see.
So, yes, I found that.
Yeah, and wow, not to prolong that, but it's amazing that we have that, and you don't know that, but in our community, the Black community, a lot
Yes.
of mental health is just pushed under the rug.
Yeah.
We
We
don't
don't like to
don't
go to counseling
we don't like
in
to,
general,
yeah. So
or even that maybe we got issues.
right,
So,
right,
as I said at the beginning of this podcast, we are people who encourage counseling,
yeah,
encourage go get help,
yes,
whatever form that is.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
And
and
this week is
Kid Healthy Week.
Kid Healthy Week.
Yeah,
So
make
making
sure
sure
your kids are healthy.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct. All right, so on back to our topic.
Okay.
All right, so habits that help couples grow. So we've already talked about habits and things that help you grow apart or that don't help you grow. Now we're talking about things that do help you grow.
How we can put that back together, right?
Yes, okay. All right, so breaking it into practical, actionable ideas.
All right.
All
So
right.
the first one, what? Intentional communication.
So the first one on the last one was lack of communication.
Yeah.
This one is intentional communication.
Yes.
Regular check-ins, weekly and monthly,
Yeah.
where you're just talking about you and your spouse,
Mm-hmm.
specifically to discuss your marriage.
Yeah.
Not talking about nothing else, but maybe bring up some of those issues that you try not to have resentment on.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about those things that annoyed you. Go
Right.
ahead and have that discussion.
Squash the small stuff.
There you go. Squash the small stuff and even the bigger stuff, because if you, like we said, don't like confrontation,
Mhm.
setting aside that time, knowing that you're going to talk about it, helps knock out that confrontation
That's
feeling.
right. And if you squash all the small stuff, you won't have any big
Big
stuff.
stuff. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, babe.
Shared goals. We're talking about financial goals, family goals, or even your personal dreams.
Yes.
All right. And we just, basically come together. We share those, we develop those dreams, right? The goals. And then we come together and talk about them and say, figure out how far we've come and what changes we need to make, what's working, what's not working.
I was just about to say that. What's working and what isn't. Because sometimes you can have a plan. Sometimes you can have a plan and it don't work. And then you're like, oh, wait, I like the plan when we made it, but it ain't really working for me.
Right.
Making changes.
Yeah, make changes. Yeah. Okay.
Supporting individual growth. Wait, did I skip something?
No, you did right.
Okay. Supporting individual growth, encouraging each other's passions.
Yeah.
Supporting each other's growth. I said one of my wins was learning more about who I am and my personality and how I think. But you being supportive of that has really helped me dig deep.
Oh, I support you, babe.
Yes, and I support you, babe.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Quality time with purpose.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Not just time together, not doing like that couple who watching separate TVs in the same room with headphones on. No.
They're together, but it's not really being together.
That is not quality time. Quality time with purpose, not just time together, but meaningful connection. And that's like the second, third time we've said that on this podcast.
Yeah.
Meaningful connection.
Yeah. Yep. And navigating conflict in a healthy way.
Not arguing, slamming stuff, throwing stuff, yelling at each other.
Eat your vegetables. Be healthy.
Yes. Goofiness.
So you got here, listen to understand, not to win, right?
Yes.
That goes along with what I'm saying. You come together to strive to understand before striving to be understood.
Yeah, it's not a competition when you are listening.
Right.
You're going to be listening to understand, not listening to say, well, I did. No.
Yeah.
No.
And you know what? And if you have any question on how you can do that, check out the 5-5-5 rule.
There you go.
See, I learned a couple
you,
things.
Babe.
Right?
Kudos.
Learned a couple things.
Okay. In what ways have you changed over the years? And how has that affected your marriage? Remember earlier I said everything affects your marriage?
Yeah.
So what, you want to say something, babe?
Well,
or you want to give an example?
I'll say it. One thing that I know that that has changed really more recently is being more self-aware with emotional and mental health, and all of those things. Just really being more aware of where I stand, because it has an impact on how I behave and treat you.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. And vice versa for me. That was, when we were growing up, there was no real awareness of mental health.
Right.
And even the nuances of that. Even saying that phrase wasn't even a thing.
It wasn't a thing.
Right.
There was no such thing
this
as
is
mental
something
health.
that our generation is really learning.
Yeah.
And trying to put into action is something very new for us in a sense. And so being able to learn it and put it into action and being able to show the next generations down is what we're striving to do. But also taking care of ourselves. Shoot, we didn't grow up taking care of ourselves. We grew up learning to work.
Yeah.
You work, you take care of your family. That's how that works.
Yep.
Having a rethinking, retraining your brain.
Recalibrating.
Yes. So making sure that happens and that all of those things affect your marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you actively support each other's personal goals and growth? And I think we really kind of accidentally already answered that.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do. And we often talk about those things.
Hmm.
Even just sometimes in passing, we don't have a lot of time to talk about it.
Right.
But if something happened that day that you thought about, or something happened that day that I thought about, and it went towards our personal growth,
Yeah.
discussing it, really helps with that.
Yeah. And I've even come to you and say, hey, you know what, thank you for bearing with me as I navigate through certain things.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, because it is, here's the thing, it can be a challenge for us as we are becoming more self-aware
Mhm.
of who we are, what we
Mhm.
do, and as we're trying to grow through that.
Growth is a challenge.
But at the same time, again, like you say, it affects our marriage. So then
Mhm.
my growth,
What affects you affects me.
yeah, you didn't say this, but here's one thing that you've said before, right?
Yes.
Finding your voice, that affected me. That affected me. When I mean finding her voice, right? Because she would hold things in, and then allow things that she didn't like or whatever the case to bother her. It just fester, and I mean it becomes a cancer, right? I mean, that's what
Mhm.
it does.
Mhm.
Um, and so now she's learned how to say, "Hey, I'm squashing the small stuff before it becomes bigger."
Right.
And I'm like, "No, I don't want you to squash it. I'm not ready to squash. I don't want squash." You know what
Yeah,
I'm
because
saying?
sometimes it can feel confrontational, and I don't really want to do that. Just being able to mention it
Yeah,
is really all I want to do. I
yeah,
don't necessarily want to talk it through, because sometimes it doesn't even require a talking through.
right.
Sometimes it's just a mention. It's like, oh, okay, got it. Sorry.
Mm,
You know what I mean? And so
hmm.
that's, as often as we could do that, that's what I would prefer. But there are times we actually have to discuss it so that I
Yeah,
can actually say how I'm feeling,
yeah,
which is horribly uncomfortable
uh,
for me. But it is necessary for our marriage and growth.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
But if you're
so
not uncomfortable, are you really growing anyway?
yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. You're right. If you don't experience any comfort, ask yourself, did I grow?
Right,
There's no
right,
growth there.
exactly.
I mean, that's why
Exactly.
that's why kids as they're growing, right? Particularly guys that grow a whole lot over the summer. You see
Mm-hmm.
kids that shoot
Mm-hmm.
up 6, 8 inches
And the
over.
knees start to hurt.
Oh man, they just be in pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Elbows start to hurt, and
Yeah.
shoulders, because they're growing so fast. Yeah.
Right. Let's see. What's the next question? Are there areas where one of you is growing but the other feels stuck?
I think, I don't know if this is true. I wrote that down. Did you see what my response was?
No, I didn't read it
Okay.
yet.
I felt like there was a time where I was growing in because I'd gone through counseling
Yeah.
personally. And so growing in boundaries and learning how to put boundaries up for protection
Mm-hmm.
and for good mental health,
Yeah.
and learning that, I felt like I was gun ho about and able to do, but then you weren't learning that,
Yeah. I
even
wasn't.
though we were discussing it, but you weren't learning it. And I
Yeah.
was like, man, when's he gonna catch up? When's he gonna get
Right.
it?
Right. Yeah. No.
But
Nope.
it took time. And I used to get kind of frustrated with you, because I'm like, no, this is how it's supposed to go. Remember, I told you.
Yeah.
You're supposed
Yeah.
to learn from my counseling with me telling you what was happening.
Right. Right.
But you had to learn and experience it for yourself before you learned how to do boundaries.
Yep.
But he didn't like boundaries, y'all. He thought boundaries was being mean. I
Yeah.
was like, no. Boundaries are not for them. Boundaries are for you.
I mean, and that's a perspective that I didn't get.
Right.
I didn't understand that. Um, yeah, I'm the nice guy.
Yeah.
You know.
But now you're understanding. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a time where I felt like you were stuck and I had moved forward, or moved ahead in a sense. But really it was a lesson that I had learned or was
Yeah.
learning, and you just hadn't gotten there yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we could discuss it just fine, and I could give examples and you would understand. You just wouldn't apply it to you. But because you weren't applying it to you, it also affected me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a difficult time, but it was an interesting time. I'll put it that
Interesting.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting is a good word.
Yes, interesting is a good word. Because I also had to learn to let him grow. That was the other thing. I had to learn to back down
Mm-hmm.
and allow you to grow in your own way.
Until you drug me to the counselor.
Yeah, now, hey, it just is
Again.
what it is.
Again. So you're trying to force me to grow.
Well, look, again, I say I'm an advocate for counseling.
Yeah, she told me, so I set you up an appointment.
I sure did.
I don't know how the counseling professional allowed that to happen. But anyway, and
Set
I'll
you
leave
up an
their
appointment because it
leave
was
their
some things you
name.
needed to discuss so that you could get him off your chest, even though he wasn't realizing that he needed it. But in the end, did you need it, babe?
What?
Really?
What?
Seriously though, you know you was happy. You know, and you probably would not have gone if I hadn't made the appointment.
I don't know. I mean, if you anyway, that's it. That's in the past. I went.
You the one who brought it up, so there you go.
I
Yes,
brought it up because
went.
you drugged me to it.
Yes, you went and you were happy about it. You just don't want to admit it now.
You know, you could be happy. We can be happy about the result and not about. Both can be true.
Yeah, but now this is true. Both can be true. But yes, you were happy about it because I remember your discussion afterwards.
I was happy that it happened.
Yes.
You know,
you just didn't like that I made the appointment.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you were never going to do it.
You don't know that. You don't know what.
Okay, you're right. I don't know.
See, this is where communication again. There we go. That C word again.
Yeah, I tried. You wouldn't listen. I was open with my communication on what you needed to do. You didn't want to go. You were just being bullheaded. So I helped you out. I made the first step for you, as a wife should do, to help you get where you're supposed to go. Mm-hmm. Actually, you're welcome. There you go. So our love lessons, because I'm a loving wife, our love lessons. Love is not static. It either grows or it drifts. Mm. So back to our first question, or not our first question, but is love enough?
Right. That was the second question, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Love is not static. It either grows or it drifts. Mm. The second one is communication is not a bonus. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Lifeline.
It's a lifestyle?
Yes. It's a lifestyle and a lifeline. Shoot.
Lifestyle. Okay.
Communication is not a bonus. It's just not something you just kind of bump into. Mm-hmm. It's something that should happen all the time.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
You gonna close us out, babe?
Yes. Listen, we want to thank you all for checking us out once again.
Yay!
Right?
Thank you.
Whether you're checking us out on Envision Radio at envision-radio.com. You were slow, but okay.
Hey.
Just remember, we're on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Central on Envision Radio. And then on Fridays, we put it out wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spotify.
I was going to see if he's going to get them all. I think you caught it.
I think so. Or you could just go to our website at marriagebelike.com and you can check out, you can see our episodes there. You know what's really cool?
What?
You go to the website, land on that website, marriagebelike.com, and you get to see the latest video.
Yes, our latest episode will be up.
Yes.
You don't have to search for it.
You don't have to search for it. And look, I don't have to load it on the website every week.
It just goes on up there.
I wrote the code for it. So anyway.
Look at there. Look at there. I'm proud of you, babe.
Yeah, and a small win.
Another small win. There you go.
Listen, our email address is Kenya at marriagebelike.com. That way you can let us know if you want to be on the show, if you want to give us some feedback, if you want to order the devotional entitled Echoes of Faith. Faith.
Hey, if you say it, let me do the echo.
Echoes of Faith. You say it so quiet. Can't nobody hear you.
In the mic. Faith. Echoes of Faith is our book.
Now you sound like a 1980s radio host.
Well, you corrected
DJ.
me, so I did it differently. There you go.
And the music that you hear right now was produced by our son KEG Beats.
Yes.
Yeah, so check him out. All right, so the Marriage Be Like podcast is a production of Green Room Entertainment. You can check us out at greenroomentertain.com.
All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Yes.
Hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.